you will. I hope everyone can hear me. I am Kelly's dad. Will said this would be kind of tough, and it really is. Because I'm very proud to be your father. As a matter of fact, you're one of my favorite daughters. Good times, bad times, you've always been a constant in our life. I would like to recognize Penny, Kelly's mom, for doing the best job raising you. And I feel as though Penny and I have won life's lottery. Also want to thank Scott, Kelly's husband. He's always been there whenever I painted him. Where is he now? You have provided me and everyone that you know with wonderful memories. Thinking of memories, I'd like to share a story from Kelly's childhood so you get to know her a little bit better. And you can understand a little bit how Kelly operates. Kelly cleaned her room at age 3. We noticed Kelly's room was messy. I sat with Kelly and explained to her that she needed to clean her room. I told Kelly she had 1 hour to clean her room. I asked her if she understood. Kelly gave me that look. Kind of like, Dad, if you don't understand the concept of time, I'll be more than happy to explain it to you. She told me that she understood. I went to check on Kelly at about the 15-minute mark. I was surprised at what I saw. Kelly was in the process of placing all of the contents of her room onto the middle of her floor. She was taking the crayons out of the crayon box and also placing them in the middle of the pile. All the contents of her dresser drawers, clothes, everything. At the time, Kelly was this tall, the pile was this tall. Amazingly to me, she had completed cleaning her room in less than a 1 hour time limit. I even went outside to check to make sure she didn't have a trash bag. This isn't even, you're supposed to choke me up. Hanging outside the window, like I used to do. Everything was in order. I thought her cleaning method was unique for a toddler. Kelly's exceptional way of achieving success was evident early. One more story. Kelly informed me she voluntarily joined the Army. Kelly came home for a summer break during her college freshman year. I remember our conversation like it happened this morning. I was in the garage and I was working on a lawnmower. Kelly comes in the garage and sits down on the riding mower and asked me if I had a minute to talk. The serious tone of her voice had my attention. Kelly started the conversation by asking me, guess what I did? She said, I joined the Army. A little voice in the back of my head, way back, told me not to say anything and just listen. Kelly was over the age of 18 and had signed a contract with her government. At this point, what advice could I have provided her? Then she said very proudly, I got the biggest signing bonus. Immediately, I was worried for her safety. Kelly then said she was going to drive fuel trucks to support the troops. If you remember at the time, The nightly news routinely reported Army trucks being abducted and the drivers being, I guess you know. As a parent, there are events in life that you can control, and there are events in your life where you have little or no control. Fortunately, Kelly was assigned to a completely different work during her time in Iraq. Eventually, I came to the realization that Kelly would figure out her Army obligation just like she did by cleaning her room when she was 3. I get choked up every time. Within the boundaries provided, Kelly made the very best of her situation. You have accomplished much. You have much more to do. You can attribute your success to your superior work ethic. I do not recall Kelly ever saying, "I'll try it." She just did it. Cough. She always knew what she wanted. Continue to believe in yourself. Continue to be professional in all that you do. Whatever you are, be a good one. That's a quote from Abraham Lincoln. That was a Christmas gift. I love you. Since her induction into the Edgewood Hall, into the High School Hall of Fame, Kelly was promoted to the position of Director, Department of Veterans Affairs, Center, Springfield, Mass. Kelly, best I could do.
Thanks so much. I really want to acknowledge and thank the Edgewood Alumni Association and my fellow inductees who are incredible, and I'm just so humbled and in awe of everyone's accomplishments and really grateful to be among you. I feel like I'm the kid left out in your cool friend group, and I'm the little kid hanging on to it. But thank you so much. I acknowledge that this recognition is such a strong reflection of this community in particular. The community where I was raised, with my very best friends, with my family, and the community that continues, especially with the endless support of my husband at the forefront. My parents, my husband, my best friend of 25 years, here with me tonight. Thank you, Dad, for your meaningful words and your strong support. My parents really are excellent examples of perseverance and a really strong work ethic, and I've always attempted to follow in their footsteps. In 1994, my parents uprooted their lives and moved to Buckeye schools just to give us access to the best education that they could. I've learned so much from my mother, most importantly to be loving, compassionate, and always be able to take care of myself. From my father, I learned to be stubborn as hell and to never take no for an answer. Such a large part of my success is due to everyone who's loved me, supported me, and encouraged me. I'm not the sole owner of success. My accomplishments are resourced by and for the community. I embraced the Edgewood Warrior spirit during my time here, and I've attempted to continue that far beyond graduation. Whether it was AP Bio, volleyball, Sensations, all of my teachers and coaches have truly pushed me and nurtured me. I have so many fond memories, but just one in particular that comes to mind as I talk about warrior spirit. So during my senior year in high school, our volleyball team was playing for the NEC title. And during the second match, the Lady Warriors quickly fell to a 14-2 deficit. Our NEC hopes were dwindling away, 1 point away from loss. With Coach Fowler leading the way, if anyone knows him, he is emphatically encouraging. And we came together as a team, as a unit, and we won that game. And we are the NEC champs that have held the sole title. Every other title in volleyball has been shared. So this experience really is truly a vivid reminder that you may be down, it might not look good, but if you trust and believe in each other, in your community, nothing is impossible. Sebastian Junger is an American journalist and filmmaker whose favorite subject is the military. One of his most notable works is Tribe. It's a book illustrating homecoming and belonging for service members and veterans. He says, human beings need three basic things in order to be content. They need to feel competent at what they do. They need to feel authentic in their lives. And they need to feel connected to others. These values are considered intrinsic to human happiness and far outweigh extrinsic values such as beauty, money, and status. A significant amount of the clinical work that I do is readjustment therapy for combat veterans. So readjusting to civilian life after combat zone or after a very long military career. Every single day, the message is the same, it's clear. The most significant reason that veterans miss war, that they miss the military, that they miss the insane workload and stress, comes down to one thing, and that's camaraderie. In the military, we say things like, I've got your six, you're my battle buddy. These words are well understood throughout any service, as you are my family, we're in this together, no matter what. I want to share my deepest understanding of this language and this loss during the adjustment. I was listening to a eulogy for a deceased service member who gave his life for a stranger during a natural disaster. This eulogy explained the bond between service members, the importance of people to your left and right, surviving through the worst of times with one goal in mind, to come home with everyone you left with. Why do we sacrifice ourselves for those not bounded by blood? Those decisions at their core are acts of love. Researcher and social scientist Dr. Brene Brown is a subject matter expert on vulnerability and connection. She has said, one of the greatest barriers to connection is the cultural importance we place on going it alone. Somehow we've come to equate success with not needing anyone. Many of us are willing to extend a helping hand, but we're very reluctant to reach out for help when we need it ourselves. It's as if we've divided the world into those who offer help and those who need help. But the truth is that we are both. Community is what I learned when I was a student here. It's what kept me safe and secure physically, psychologically, through 9 years of the Army, through 8 years of college. Community has provided purpose and meaning to my present life, and what I will continue to promote and be grateful for every day as I move forward. I'll end with a quote from a prominent U.S. Senator who's a fierce advocate for our armed forces and veterans. I believe that the goal of life is to create community, to bring us together in love and compassion, to understand that it's my moral obligation to be concerned about your family and for you to be concerned about mine. As human beings, we are in this together. Thank you.